on this championship Saturday. So pleased to have the commissioner of the Big Ten, Kevin Warren, joining us now from Indianapolis. Commissioner, let's start with this. Your first year on this job amidst a global crisis. How does it feel to have gotten to this point?
Dave, I'm grateful. I mean, I have a sense of gratitude today as I walked on the field this morning in Indianapolis, looking forward to a great football game between Northwestern and Ohio State. And I just really have a heart full of gratitude. There's just so many people who have stood tall this year. Our medical subcommittee led by Dr. Jim Borchers and Sandy Barber, and all of our team doctors and trainers and all of our mental health experts, our athletic directors, our chancellors, our presidents, our coaches, and most of all, our student athletes and their families. So it's a special day today, and to be standing here today at our Big Ten football championship game is really exciting. I'm looking forward to a great football game.
You mentioned the student athletes, and one of the things that's really struck me this year, Commissioner, is how challenging it's been for them and how much they have sacrificed to play this game that they love. And I think the same goes for a lot of the coaches and a lot of the administrators. What is your biggest takeaway from seeing the sacrifices that everyone has made to get to this moment?
I think the biggest takeaway is that we have student athletes who are tough, who are intelligent, who are smart, who just have incredible resolve, who have grit, who have a high level of just competitiveness and who are focused. And to see them stand tall this year in the midst of adversity, I mean, you're dealing with individuals or student athletes anywhere between the ages of 17 and 23 years old, and all that they've gone through this year. But at the end of the day, they've stayed strong, they've stayed steady, they've remained focused on the beauty of intercollegiate athletics and to have an opportunity to get a degree from one of our 14 institutions, but to be able to compete at the highest level. So I'm happy for them. It was a great game last night between Nebraska and Rutgers to be able to watch that game, and then to stand here today and a full slate of games today, not only football, but also in basketball. But to see this football championship game really come together is really spectacular and special.
Commissioner, I want to look ahead a little bit. Were Ohio State to win this game today, they would clearly be a candidate for the college football playoff. There are some voices in college football saying, well, they will have only played 6 games, and 6 games isn't enough to judge a team. What do you say to those who would claim that 6 games isn't enough for Ohio State to get in?
Yeah, I mean, well, first thing I would say is the College Football Playoff Management Committee made it very clear that the number of games should not hold back their decision to choose the 4 best teams in college football. And Dave, one of the things we have to realize, and you and I have talked about this along the way, we're playing college football in a global pandemic. And so for us to be standing here today, regardless of the number of games that a team plays, the college football playoff should always seek, but especially this year when we have all the complexities that we're dealing with, is to make sure that they choose the 4 best teams in college football playoff. The student athletes deserve it, the fans deserve it, and I'm confident that the CFP will do the right thing and keep their word when they said that the minimum number or maximum number of games should not matter.
Commissioner, one last thing. We have seen a lot of teams across the country publicly opt out of playing in a bowl game, just kind of emphasizing that there's been a lot of stress on the players this year and wanted to afford them the time to go home with their families. How will the Big Ten advise its schools going forward as they kind of ponder coming up tomorrow when the bowl selection comes out, whether or not they want to participate?
I mean, Dave, I trust our athletic directors. I trust our coaches. I trust our student athletes. I trust our chancellors and presidents. So any decisions that our schools decide to make in regards to bowl competition, I'm behind them 100%. It has been a long year, and our student athletes have been through a lot. We've afforded them an opportunity to compete in the sports that they absolutely love, that they've trained their entire life to be able to compete in. And so they have my 100% support. I know they'll always do the right thing. And one thing about us at the Big Ten, whether if you're one of our 14 institutions, whether if you're the Big Ten Conference, we will always put the health and safety, both physical and mental, of our student athletes at the top of our list. And so long as we do that, I know we'll all make the right decision. So I'm just happy to be standing here in front of you today, and it's been a good season.
Commissioner Kevin Warren, thanks so much for your time. Enjoy the game today.
Right. I'm looking forward to a great game. And Dave, thank you for all your support and everything that you all do at BTN. And look forward to talking to you soon.